About a year ago, I found this really cute Thomas lunchbox at Goodwill. Inside were a bunch of building blocks and this James.
Wow.
I had no idea what this James was, but my good friend Eddie was able to help me identify it as an ERTL wind-up. It was a very short-lived line with only a few characters, but they all managed to look so charming. You see that? See that right there? That's a Percy.
I want you! Come here!
Your fate has been sealed. You're mine now. So I eventually got the Percy since collecting Percys is like crack to me. And I was really happy to just have it for the novelty. The novelty, it wore off pretty quickly. Same day I got it, I customized it. I couldn't help myself. What's with the bare nubs? Lots of ranges find little places to cut costs, but having the stocks, or whatever they're called, without the buffers is... I mean, it's a choice. It's a choice, alright. I grabbed a Trackmaster Percy that I quite literally never use, cut the buffers off, and gave the boy some buffers, bro. He looked naked without them. Another thing I find really weird about this Percy is that the front of his saddle tanks aren't painted in green. Instead, it's painted in black with a smoke box. It looks really weird, so I painted it green. I don't know why they did that. Freeze! Unpopular opinion incoming. I repeat, unpopular opinion incoming. I don't like Percy's main season 1 smiling face. Let me explain. When I think of Percy's appearance, I think cute and adorable. This face has just never been that to me. This face has always been kind of creepy to me, especially with season 1's lighting. Not to mention, there are just so many better Percy smiling faces. I don't know why they insisted on using this one all the time. The same also goes for Thomas's season 1 smiling face. I don't like that one either. That one's ugly to me. Again, there are better ones. So I replaced the season 1 smiling face with... Please do not skin me alive for this. With a modified CGI face. You saw the thumbnail, it didn't stay this way, but for the longest time it was the CGI face. After that, I painted in a tiny little safety valve, painted his lamp in, his steps, his microscopic cylinders, finally painted the buffers black, and he was pretty much done for the longest time. And then it took me 3 months to realize I wasn't satisfied. For some reason, just out of the blue, I decided I wanted him to run on Take and Play track. But you see, ERTL Wind-Up Percy doesn't fit on Take and Play track. The chassis block sits way too low.
I shall find ways to cut you down to size.
I cut it down so low that you can now see the motor, cheeks hanging out and everything. But the indecency is worth it because he works. Oh hell no, that's nasty. Also, for some reason, while shortening the chassis block, I decided to paint the stripes onto cylinders instead of doing it before or after. I don't even know. I had to super glue the wheels back on, but he was pretty much done. And then he wasn't. A grand total of 5 months passed, and I just decided to paint the top of his footplate white. I added a little red outline on the edges, similar to how I left the red exposed on the edges of my custom ERTL Percy. Next, I painted his leaf springs, and I painted his windows in the same style as it's done on the 80th anniversary engines. ERTL didn't feel like adding Percy's last stripe in the back for some reason, so I tried adding it myself with clay, and it just didn't look as good, so I just painted it on, and honestly, looks fine. Now, I'm not exactly sure why I added this, but I decided to give Percy some static side rods. These were made out of gray Lego tiles. Speaking of Legos, I wanted to change his face. While I do really love this face, it just doesn't fit the style of the custom. So I grabbed one of these 2x2 satellite dishes, which I have like a million of. You'll see why in a future video. I shaved off the studs and I started painting. I originally wanted it to be an Owen Bell's absolutely wonderful art style, but while I was painting, it kinda just became its own thing, and I'm just so happy with how the face ended up, even though it's not exactly how I envisioned it. I added a gloss finish to the painted bits, and this is usually where I'd add my signature, but I honestly have no idea if I'm gonna add more to this thing in the future. Like, give it a tops 5 months, he's gonna have wings, I'm gonna give him goggles! But for now, he is complete, and I'm just so happy with how he turned out.